Hey everybody, I'm here to talk to you about Legends of Tomorrow Blood Ties. Now, this was a pretty good episode. I really enjoyed it. We had everybody on their kind of side mission in this episode. Um, Kendra, Hawk Girl, she's laid out from the last episode from being stabbed by Savage. And it looks like the knife that he stabbed her with, pieces of it broke it off into her. And so they're moving out through her bloodstream and slowly killing her. So we get out there and Rips kind of gives them this pep talk speech, and he name drops Man of Steel and the Dark Knight. So that already kicks this episode off to an awesome start because now we know that Superman and Batman are part of this universe pretty much. Is kind of you want to expect, since we're getting all these cool name drops and hints. Are we gonna see a Superman? Are we gonna see a Batman? Or is that just pretty much for the big screen? You never know, because Flash is going to Supergirl, so they might, let some liberty slide growing with this DC universe on TV. So hopefully they kind of let it slide, or let us see more of where Man of Steel operates or where Dark Knight operates. Hopefully we get to see more of that. But on to the episode. We have Kendra, who's knocked out, and Martin Stein and Ray Palmer, they're going to use the Atom suit to pretty much shrink down and destroy all the pieces of knife that's inside her. Sara and Rip, they're going to figure out a way to clip Vandal Savage's under his knees, which would be affecting his money. And then we have Jax, Heatwave, and Captain Cold. They're going to steal this emerald. So my favorite story or side mission in this episode is the whole Leonard Snart. He's going to steal this emerald that his dad stole years ago and went to prison for, pretty much setting them on that course that they were on, being criminals pretty much. And he decides he's going to steal it and give it to his dad so he doesn't have to go to prison. That was pretty much my favorite part of this episode. We see more of Captain Cold's kind of history, and kind of that he's not all bad, and we know he's pretty much a decent person. He just was dealt the wrong hand of cards, and he likes those cards kind of that he's been dealt, but not really that much. So with the whole Sarah Lance and Rip Hunter side mission, we get that Rip Hunter has gone after Vandal Savage before. He went all the way back in time, pretty much 4,000 years before, and tried to kill Vandal Savage himself, which did not work out really good for him because he hesitated. So Sarah and him are going to cripple his money stores, but it looks like they've already been made, pretty much because Vandal Savage know who Rip Hunter is and has his little minions on the lookout for him. So as soon as they walk into the bank, they've been spotted straight out. Sarah doesn't know this at all, but they take one of the guys back, they interrogate him, and that's where this is revealed that Rip Hunter has already been back to the past to try to stop Vandal Savage before. So this is when we get to the good part. They kind of Rip and Sara get information out of this guy so that they can crash one of Vandal Savage's party and save the body of Hawkman. Alright, now to Hawkgirl, Stein's and Ray's story. They've been going at it since they got on the ship. Martin Stein always is like, he doesn't know who he is. Ray Palmer's like, I'm your student. but Martin Stein never really acknowledged him. They finally get a little closure and come a little closer in this episode, and we see not really much to brag about on their side. He shrunk down and destroyed all the pieces. It was cool to see that they kind of were putting these characters together to put some bonds between them, but it wasn't that much of a not really anything to brag about. We've seen it a dozen times, just that Ray really has a suit to shrink down, and it's been done plenty of times. They could have dealt without that and tried to give us something different on that. But like I said, I enjoyed that Martin Stein and Ray Palmer kind of got a little closer in this episode. Alright, so we get to the end of the story and we see that Hawkman is with Vandal Savage. So Sara and Rip are on their way to, to get his body back, so whatever Vandal Savage is going to do it, he's not. So they get captured because pretty much they got made as soon as they got in there. And it looks like Vandal Savage is using Hawkman's body, not just his body, his blood, to give all his minions 100 years of life. So anybody who's on his side and is loyal, they get 100 years of life. Shoot, where's Ra's al Ghul when you need him? He's talking about all these immortality tricks. Ra's al Ghul didn't know anything about this guy. Maybe he did, we just didn't know. I wonder if they're gonna put Ra's al Ghul in Legends of Tomorrow. That'd be cool to see. We get to see a younger Ra's al Ghul, cutting it up, taking names. Alright, so while they're taking his blood, they're doing this chant, and it seems like it's affecting Kendra also. It's affecting Kendra also, and this is how Ray and Stein, get kind of the message that Sara and Rip are in trouble, and so they contact Cold, Heatwave, and Jax to go stop these guys, and pretty much they save the day. Rip kills Vandal Savage. He doesn't die, so he'll be back. It was, like I said, it was a decent episode. We kind of figure out that Captain Cold, whatever he did, didn't help, because his dad just did something stupid and tried to sell the gem as soon as he got it 2 days later, which makes no sense. He could have laid low for a while until the heat got off. That was kind of, you can kind of see that he wants to change. Probably not for himself, but he doesn't want his sister to grow up the way that they did. So, like I said, this was a pretty awesome episode. I can't wait to see more. Like I said, on the Superman and Batman front, hopefully they show us more of that. I can't wait for the episode with Green Arrow and they show us an old one-eyed. That's gonna be cool. No, one-armed. Pretty much the Dark Knight Returns Green Arrow, which will be awesome. So I can't wait to see that. Alright, you guys, tell me what you liked about this episode. Tell me what you didn't dislike about this episode. Subscribe to the channel, you guys, and I'll see you for another video soon. Alright, see ya.